what do you think brings complexity?
So at my end, I think we all know as legal professionals, law is all about interpretations. And when we get a new notification, it is there is a constant drift between the interpretations of the regulatory departments and interpretation of the compliance officers. And where I see a huge gap is where the businesses want to comply but are not able to comply maybe effectively and efficiently because the regulatory officers and authorities are unable to understand the difficulties and lacuna that the businesses would be facing at the time of compliances. So just to give you a very
great point. I want you to double click on this. What exactly goes on there?
So what exactly goes on here is from a perspective where businesses know that there is. So just to quote an example here, when you were appointing maybe a nominee under the Food Safety and Standards Act, the FSSAI asks you to nominate a person who is actually acting as the authority and authorized representative for the company when complying under specific food laws. It doesn't talk about any specific qualifications that a person needs to have, but just have a random person who can, represent the organization and comply with respect to food laws. But here, I think the gap here, what I'm trying to make and the point that I'm trying to state here is the regulatory authorities have not specified any technical qualification that the person needs to have, but an organization always has a technical and a qualified person who takes care of food laws. When you go to the board and you say that we want to appoint X as the nominee for the organization, the board again comes back to maybe the company secretary or the person seeking such authorization, asking n number of questions as to why this person, what quality, what addition this person can make to would be making to the compliance bit. Mostly the burden then comes on to the general counsel or the legal counsel or maybe most of the company secretary. And here I feel is where the regulatory authority needs to be more specific and I would be a bit blunt in saying that regulatory authorities need to actually work along with the businesses to understand their perspective also and to understand their problems when they try and go in for compliances. We've all seen times when we used to prepare Excel sheets in jotting down compliances that would apply to an organization. But today,
on that subject, I do want to let you know that over 80% of the large organizations in India still operate on spreadsheets.
Absolutely. So today we need to, most of the organizations are trying to switch online. We have team leads who's helping organizations meet the compliance bit. But again, we're not very sure as to which any organization would have like a number of compliances like you rightly mentioned earlier. We all need to sit down and still connect dots as to which compliance will start with and then which could come like a nightmare to us and then the next day are required to comply. So there I see a little bit of gap which as organization and as regulatory authorities we would need to fill, and this might take time.